Didn't get it on the first try. I didn't get on the second try.
I heard that you a gang gangster. Not one, try say saver. Always focus on your paper. Don't got time to wager.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Cashay and I'm back again with another video. If you're new, hey, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Cause we lit over here. Okay. No, but I'm gonna be doing story time on how I got my car and how I got my license. Didn't get it on the first try. I didn't get on the second try. I actually got it on the third try. And I was so discouraged. All of the above. So I'm gonna tell y'all all about that. So just keep on watching if you're interested. Hey y'all, so I took driver's ed at my school. My Milwaukee Lutheran offered driver's ed class. I took the driver's ed classes and I took them, I was about 16 years old. So I took the classes. I had to be behind the wheel. Well, first you had, I forgot all the hours and stuff, but you had to have hours in class and then you had to have a certain amount of hours on the road. So first of all, the behind the wheel was so hard because like my driver instructor, his name was Dr. Gray or something like that. I forgot his name. I think it was Gray, something Gray. But he was so hard on me. Like I feel like he was so hard on me, but he was really nice. He was nice. But for the parallel park, he was the most hardest. Like he would get on me. I was just so discouraged. I feel like I couldn't do it, so he would get on me, I didn't learn how to parallel park at all. So I'm so glad that my road test didn't consist of that, but I'll tell y'all about that. But I didn't know how to parallel park, so the behind the wheel, finished that, and then I think it's like 6 months. No, when you do the behind the wheel, you do the permit test. Oh, you gotta take the permit test. I took it on paper and I passed that the first time. I think you could get up to like 10 wrong. So I passed that. I got my permit. I was 16 years old and it was so happy for me that I got my permit. It wasn't even my license yet. And we went to the car lot and I picked out my car and she bought me a car right then and there, like that same. It was probably like the next day we went to go look for cars. Mind you, I didn't know how to drive that well yet, nothing. So yeah, that's how I got my car. My granny bought my car. She was so happy I got my permit and she just bought me a car. So fast forward to 6 months later, because you have to wait 6 months until you can get your license, until you can take your road test. You have to wait 6 months. So I waited that 6 months and I took the road test. First of all, 6 months is a long time to forget plenty stuff. So that's a setup, first of all, because I forgot everything almost. Because I wasn't I wanted to practice. My mom has like a huge truck, so it was hard to practice in her car. And then my granny was like always at work and stuff, so it was hard for me to practice, so I didn't practice at all. And then I went for my road test. So of course I knew I was gonna fail, but I kind of wanted to know like what was expected with the road test. So I just went, did it, whatever, got what I got wrong. I really forgot, but I was so discouraged. I don't know why. And I kind of knew I was gonna fail, but I think I was just used to everybody saying, I passed on the first time, I passed on the first time, whatever. So I was discouraged or whatever. And then I looked over my paper to see what I got wrong, went again. First of all, to schedule an appointment to take your road test, they're far out because everybody's taking their test. I just got my license, what was that? Last year or almost 2 years ago. Appointments were packed. You already had to wait to reschedule your appointment, so that was irritating. So once again, well, I was practicing, but once again, I was forgetting stuff, so went back. I was so irritated. I had this man, he was already rude, so I just felt like I was just gonna fail anyway because he was just rude. I'm driving. We get to a railroad track. And in my head, I'm looking both ways. I stopped and looked both ways in my head. But for a driver's test, they want you to literally turn your head, turn your head back and forth. I think I did just like a little glance, like my eyes, whatever I can see. But they want to see that you're doing it. So I'm thinking everything fine. We get back to the place. That was the main reason why I failed. Did I fail 3 times? No, I think I failed only twice. I think I failed 3 times. Never went no 3 times. I just never would have went back. I did not fail no 3 times. I only failed twice. But anyway, one that I failed, he claimed I did a world won't stop, which I felt like I stopped, didn't see nobody, and I went. But with road tests, you have to be very particular with everything you do. You have to look both ways. You have to physically, like, they have to feel the car stopping, like, you know, that little stop. They want to feel all of that. Okay, road test is more nerve-wracking because they're right there in the car with you, and you know they're gonna determine your license, like literally your license. They determine that, so it's like more nerve-wracking. And they just be like, oh, like, I'm not here, drive, whatever. It ain't that easy. But anyway, yeah, so that's the same time I failed. And then when I got my license at like 10 points, I lost like 10 points, but it's only because certain things they have on like the paper, like 3 points here or 4 points here. It's not 1 point. Each thing is not 1 point. So it's like, if you did something wrong, it was worth 3 points. It's like that. I think the major things is the railroad. You have to make sure you look both ways. Signals, of course. The signals is very important. The stopping at the stop sign is very important. Of course, traffic lights are important. That mirror is very important. Yeah, those are like the main things. It's like they want you to look everywhere else but on the road. Like when you do a road test, it's almost like that. They want you to look everywhere else but the road. You have to look at your mirrors. You have to look in your blind spots. Oh, blind spots are important too. Look in your blind spots, look in your mirrors, look behind you, look in front of you, all types of stuff but the road. But I guess that's just how it goes. For me, it was hard. Like, other people fail it too because they drive how they drive and not road testers or the road people want you to drive. Some people already know how to drive before they take their road test. So you drive how they want you to drive and drive how you normally drive later on, just to make sure you get your license. But yeah, all my failed attempts were, it was very pointless. I did some dumb stuff. It could be one little dumb thing you do and you're failing. Like, you're just failing. That's it. You don't get your license that day. Then you got to schedule an appointment 5 months later. That's just how it goes. Road tests are very annoying. I mean, people drive without license all the time, but it's better to get your license, of course. Because if you get pulled over, you got something to show for it. But yeah, that was my experience. It was very draining for me, asking people to take you places and do this and do that. Better having a car. And I was working at the time and everything else. I forgot to mention, when you first driving at night driving at night by myself was scary. Driving by myself, period, was scary. It just felt weird. Not scary, it's just weird. Like, weird. I feel like I need somebody to be in the car with me, talking to me, something. It was just weird. Like, y'all wouldn't know. Like, if you're a new driver, or if you experienced this before, you know that driving is like a whole, it's just weird when you first do it. And then it took me a minute to be able to drive by myself. It took me a minute to be able to drive at night by myself. It's still weird, but it's fine. It ain't like how it was at first. But yeah, of course, if you're a new driver, parents are going to be over dramatic about being on the road, telling you, oh, go slow, and they in the car with you, they be forcing it. Like, my mom still be forcing it. Everybody say I drive fast, but I feel like I drive the normal speed. But my mom, when she be in the car with me, she be forcing it. Like, she think it's a imaginary, she be pressing her imaginary brake on her side. Like, girl, it's not that serious. And my granny, she definitely can't be in the car with me. She just gonna overdo it. But yeah, y'all, that was my driving experience in getting my car. It was very easy. Like, as of right now, I wish I would have picked out a better car. I like my car, but I wish I would have picked out a better one. But it is what it is, okay? It is what it is, okay? But yeah, y'all, thank you guys so much for watching. That's all for the video. I hope you guys liked the video. Make sure you comment down below what you want to see from me next. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.